Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and above all the students and graduates of MLA College. It's my great pleasure to welcome you here today to the campus of MLA College. As you'll know, the MLA College has a global campus. We have no physical seats where we sit our students. Therefore, this is MLA College's campus, and we welcome you. My name is Phil Hughes, and it's a great privilege to be stood here in front of you. I'm going to start things with a short dip into history. As you'll know, MLA College's roots lie very firmly in the city of Plymouth in the United Kingdom. A city filled with history and heritage. Like Singapore, it's a world-famous port city whose history and fortune has been intertwined with the sea for many, many years. Whilst MLA has been fortunate to be able to expand its degree offering beyond its origins in maritime, its heart still lies firmly within these maritime industries. I want to say a little bit about Plymouth, Britain's ocean city, and something of our connections with Singapore. Plymouth's a place where many famous voyages have begun or ended. In 1577, Sir Francis Drake set off from Plymouth to circumnavigate the world, a journey that brought him across the Pacific Ocean and then the South China Sea and very likely the Straits of Malacca. It's from where Charles Darwin set sail on a ship called the Beagle in 1831, on a voyage that took him to Galapagos Islands and contributed so much to his understanding of evolution as expressed in the origin of species. Many famous arrivals have also pitched up in Plymouth, including Napoleon in 1815, the survivors of the Titanic in 1912, and before that, in 1824, Sir Stamford Raffles returned from Singapore. It was his last journey home in poor health and shortly before his death, but not before he had set in motion the events that would lay the foundations to modern-day Singapore. Singapore and Plymouth are tied by history and tied by their port character. Plymouth is no longer the trading port or hub of transatlantic shipping that it once was, although it remains Europe's largest naval port and is an increasingly popular cruise destination. Singapore, I think I'm right in saying, and I'm very conscious of the expertise sat in front of me, is the world's second largest trading port, with exciting plans to develop capacity and infrastructure over the next 20 years. There's never been a better time to enhance a maritime career in either of our cities. As I said, it was a great honour to be in front of you today on this special occasion, one that I hope will last with you a long time and you will cherish forever. I would now like to invite Professor John Chadley, Rector of MLA College and Chair of the Engineering Council, to provide some opening comments.
Thank you, Phil. Distinguished graduates, esteemed guests, colleagues, families, and friends. It's an immense honour to stand before you today on this momentous occasion. Not only our institution's very first graduation ceremony in Singapore, but also our very first independent graduation ceremony from the University of Plymouth. This is an historic milestone, not just for you, our graduates, but our entire institution. And thank you for celebrating that with us. Today, we celebrate your dedication, resilience, and the unwavering pursuit of knowledge. Each of you has juggled professional commitments, personal responsibilities, and rigorous academic studies to reach this point. That is no small feat. I've always liked the quote attributed to Magnus Olsson, a Swedish competitive sailor who took part in 6 Whitbread ocean races. I feel it sums up how studying can catch up on you. He said, "It's scary to have a 30-foot wave chasing you. If you are steering, you don't look back. The crew looks back for you, and you watch their faces. When they look straight up, that is the time to get ready." Now, graduates, I know your journey hasn't been smooth sailing either, but today you've proven that no storm, be it deadlines, coursework, or balancing work and study, could keep you from reaching this moment. At MLA College, we believe that education should not be bound by geography, background, or circumstance. Knowledge should be accessible to all, wherever they are in the world, and our graduates today are proof of that vision in action. You didn't follow the traditional path of full-time study within university walls. You pursued your degrees while working, while managing careers, while balancing family responsibilities. You studied from ships, you studied from offices, from homes in different time zones. And yet, here you are, graduates. That is the power of education beyond borders. It is about creating opportunity, ensuring that talent and ambition are not limited by location, and recognizing that education must adapt to the realities of the modern professional world. By earning your degrees in this way, you have shown that education is not just about attending a classroom. It is about commitment, it is about discipline, and a relentless pursuit of self-improvement. Singapore and the United Kingdom share a strong and enduring relationship, particularly in the maritime sector. The University of Plymouth, our validating partner, has established important research collaborations with Singapore, including pioneering work in sustainable shipping. Similarly, the Plymouth Marine Laboratory has partnered with Singapore's Tropical Marine Science Institute to advance climate and ocean research, deepening our understanding of marine ecosystems and sustainability. Against this backdrop of United Kingdom and Singapore collaboration, it is especially exciting to see our own institution, MLA College, further strengthen these connections. With Singapore now home to our largest student body, we are proud to be part of this growing academic and professional partnership, ensuring that maritime and sustainable education remains at the forefront of industry, innovation, and global progress. For our maritime graduates in particular, today is a moment of pride. Your degrees in sustainable maritime operations, recognised by the Singapore Maritime Port Authority, position you at the heart of one of the world's most vital industries. Shipping is the lifeblood of global trade. More than 90% of the world's goods are transported by sea. The clothes we wear, the food we eat, the technology we use, almost everything has, at some point, been carried across the oceans. Yes, as we look to the future, we cannot afford to simply maintain the status quo. The maritime industry faces one of the biggest challenges of our time, the transition to sustainability. MLA College places sustainability at the core of everything we do, because we know that education is one of the most powerful tools for building a better world. Sustainability is no longer an option. It is an imperative. Climate change, resource depletion, and environmental impact are no longer abstract concerns for the future. They are pressing realities that require action now. We cannot afford an ocean filled with plastic. We cannot allow carbon emissions to rise unchecked. We must embrace cleaner fuels, smarter shipping technologies, and more sustainable port operations. And that responsibility now falls to you, the next generation of leaders, global sustainability leaders, innovators, and problem solvers. Whether your future involves advancing green shipping, pioneering maritime digitalization, enhancing port sustainability, or sustainable business solutions, you now hold the knowledge and the responsibility to shape a more sustainable world. So as you set sail, both metaphorically and for some quite literally, remember this: your learning does not end here. In fact, for many of you, this is just another step in a continuous journey of growth. Some of you have progressed through multiple levels of study with MLA College, advancing from a bachelor's degree to a postgraduate diploma and now to a master's. This achievement is remarkable, but it does not mean the journey is over. Education is not a destination. It is a lifelong commitment to professional and personal development. As global industries continue to evolve, so too must your knowledge and expertise, whether through further study, professional certification, or staying engaged with the latest innovations. Your ability to adapt and grow will define your success. And remember, you are not alone in this. MLA College is here to support you, wherever you are, ready for the next step. The seas ahead will not always be calm. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and moments of doubt. But as every good sailor knows, smooth seas never made skilled sailors. Continue to challenge the status quo. Seek innovative solutions. Stay connected with one another. Join our alumni. The network you have built here is not just for today. It is a lifelong community that will support you as you navigate your careers and make an impact on the world. Before I finish my speech, I would like to pass on David Kelly's apologies. David Kelly is the Chief Executive Officer of the British Chamber of Commerce, Singapore. He would have been due here today, but some of you might have heard the issues that we've had in Heathrow in London, and unfortunately his was one of the planes that hasn't actually arrived here in time. So he sends you the best, and when I do my closing remarks in the speech, he wanted you to know that he shares every single word of that closing remark. But before that, I just thought I would talk a couple of paragraphs from David's speech around the British Chamber of Commerce in Singapore. At the British Chamber of Commerce, Singapore, we firmly believe that education and business must go hand in hand. Skills development and lifelong learning is not just about acquiring knowledge. It is about making sure that businesses have access to the right talent and that professionals like you have access to the opportunities and networks needed to succeed. Our role at the Chamber is to connect industry leaders from key employers, government bodies, such as the Maritime Port Authority, and academic institutions, such as the esteemed MLA College. I added the esteemed, okay, and to create real impact. We work to ensure that British businesses and those connected to the UK can thrive in Singapore, and that talent like yours is recognised and nurtured. And we're delighted to work with the British Chamber of Commerce Singapore alongside many other institutions in Singapore. Graduates, you have achieved something remarkable. Be proud of your journey, celebrate your success, but most importantly, carry forward the values of learning, sustainability, and leadership that have brought you here today. The world needs professionals who are not just skilled, but forward-thinking, ethical, and committed to creating a better future. Congratulations to you all. We are incredibly proud of you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, John. Some very key messages there, and probably the biggest message is, as seafarers or members of the maritime industries, we know that it's not always smooth sailing. We were now going to switch to Mr. David Kelly, and as true kind of maritime professionals, we've wrapped up to the best we can with the situation that's provided to us. So thank you, John, for speaking on David's behalf. It's now time for us to recognise you, MLA College's Singaporean community, and especially those that have completed their studies and can now be regarded as graduates. Our graduates today will be presented with a gold MLA College pin. These are extremely rare, believe it or not, and we hold these with high regard. You may laugh, but they are extremely rare. They're rare in the such fact that the only people that own those at the moment are the staff of MLA College. The MLA graduates today will be the first people outside of MLA's internal workings to own one, and they will not be given away freely. They will be reserved for those who we feel have reached the levels to become part of MLA's Golden Circle. So please cherish Please wear it wherever you can. Please encourage questions about your MLA College pin. It's worth noting that today's graduates will be honoured for the highest level of achievement they've obtained with MLA College so far. A number of your graduates today are also continuing to study to the next point in their educational career, and several have also completed more than one programme with MLA College. To avoid any embarrassment this afternoon to myself or my colleagues or MLA College, I've enlisted Mr. Andrew Wong, IMREST's Regional Manager for Asia Pacific, to help me with some of the names. Not just embarrassment, but to avoid any offence. So Andrew, can I ask you to please join me on the stage? Before I step aside and I pass the honours over to Andrew, I'd like to remind you all that this is a celebration. Okay, there's lots of opportunity for cheers, shouts, claps. If you feel the need to jump up and down, Mexican waves, whatever you want to insert. Okay, this is a happy moment. Please, let's celebrate each other's achievements. Andrew.
Now the embarrassment is on me, but Bachelor of Science in Sustainable Maritime Operations, Edward Anil. Xiayan Xia. Kokwa Kenneth Chong. Nu Rosdi. Gwyn Liu. Songjin Kenny Yap. Muhammad Sadiq bin Ahmad. Nuraisa Saman. Adil Masuki bin Masnan. Saraswati, daughter of Subramanian. Said Nazar Fak Aledas. Abuza Yusman. Nur Fatima Muhammad Anwar. Amri Abdul Rashid. Matthew Carino. Nigel Lim. Alif Muhammad Sufula Roslan. So now we have the graduates for the Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sustainable Maritime Operations, and we have Kalista Chan. Willie Jennifer Lee. Mokai. Ye Watan. Muhammad Safiq bin Ramlan. Sean Ng. Sage Ng. And now we have the graduates from the program Postgraduate Diploma in Sustainable Maritime Operations, and we have Take On 9. Nurana Mokhtar. And now we have the graduates from the program of Master of Science in Sustainable Maritime Operations, and we have Ziyong Tan. Marcus Law. Vilot Surindram. Xue Bing Si. Wayne Lim. Ahmad Sufyan. Amit Sharma. Benedict Cow. And now we have the graduate from the program Master of Science in Engineering for Marine Professionals, and also the Master of Business Administration in Maritime Operations, Mike Watt.
Thank you, graduates. It would be very unfair of me to allow this part of the event to conclude at this point. There is one more graduate that we need to recognise. Master of Science, Sustainable Maritime Operations, Andrew Wong. I now invite Andrew back to the stage. And Andrew is going to deliver a short speech on behalf of the students and graduates of MLA College.
Thank you, Phil. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, family members, students, and my fellow graduates of MLA College, a very good day to all of you. And it's my great honor to represent all of the graduates and to share some thoughts. First of all, I would like to, first thing first is really please accept my apologies on any mispronunciations of names. Although I have been in Singapore for 13 years, you probably can tell that I'm from Hong Kong. I still have problems pronouncing names from time to time in Singapore, so this is still a tall order for me. But speaking of the names and the graduates that we have today, if we take a step back and we think about all the names that we have earlier, the graduates we have a group of highly diversified students. And this reminds me of my very first Zoom meeting with my fellow students for my master research thesis. So there was a seafarer working on board a vessel. I don't really know where he was at that time, and the connection was not very good. And there was a port operating professional, a very young lady based in the UK. And there was a government official working for the Nigerian government, and he has interest in exploring more offshore renewable energy options for the country. And also there was a port regulator working for the Hong Kong Marine Department, and also myself from Singapore. All of these are testimony of what Professor John Chudley mentioned earlier, and what you can see on the screen, education beyond borders. And I actually checked with Phil and to learn some figures about the MLA College. And I learned that MLA College has been partnering with MPA Singapore since September 2017. And to date, roughly after 7.5 to 8 years, MLA College has provided education at different levels to over 350 students in Singapore alone. So this is really a tremendous achievement, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank the MLA team very much for supporting every one of us and making this possible. So thank you very much, MLA College. And again, if we look at the words education beyond borders again, but from a highly individual perspective, looking at the micro level at this time, it might have a different meaning. It can also mean that we, every one of us here, have stepped out of our own borders through education. We did not only learn some new theories or hard knowledge for our industry, but we also rediscover and perhaps reinvented ourselves as a person through this journey. And I still remember those late nights that I had originally set aside for studying or completing my assignment, but I ended up actually changing diapers or feeding my son as a first-time father. And I still remember those overseas work trips that I needed to work on the thesis or any other assignment on the plane or in the hotel after all the work commitments. And I'm sure that many of my fellow graduates here had very similar stories to tell. Part-time study as a working adult is not easy at all. And perhaps there is one more thing which might make our studying at MLA College more meaningful than our first major education received. If you look back, we actually had compulsory education until high school, at least in the context of Singapore and Hong Kong. We could not escape primary school or secondary school. Then, very often, our parents, family members, teachers, friends, even the society as a whole, intentionally or unintentionally, influencing us when we were choosing our first diploma or degree, our very first major education. And after that, without necessarily knowing where we are already in the workforce, doing some things as a working adult. choosing to further study as a working professional is totally different. Perhaps we feel the need for obtaining new knowledge. Perhaps we found out that we truly love what we truly love for our lifetime career. Perhaps we had inspiration for what we would like to achieve or become. We exercised our free will, went through some hard times, and we made it. Regardless of the grades and marks, completing the program as a working professional itself is already a great achievement. The certificate we have received is not only a record of our graduation, but a testimony of courage, resilience, and professionalism. Congratulations to all of us who have expanded our own borders through the education journey. And finally, on behalf of all my fellow graduates, a big thank you to all of our family members and loved ones, including my wife and my son, because he is only 4 years old, so I better let him nap at home instead of coming here today. You all supported us throughout the journey. Thank you very much for your unconditional love and lots of patience, especially when we were near the assignment deadlines in those few years. And there's one last thing that I feel the pressure or the urge that I must insert a quote in a graduation speech. So here is one from the great Aristotle. These virtues are formed in man by his doing the action. For those who find it difficult to understand the first time, including myself, here is the better summarized one by American philosopher Will Durant, which you probably have heard of at least one time. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for taking the weight with reading the graduates' names. Thank you for your apology, although I'm sure your apology is a lot smaller than mine would have needed to be. But thank you for an extremely motivational, heartfelt speech. Some fantastic words. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of our graduation celebration. On behalf of the entire team at MLA College, I offer my sincere thanks for your presence today. You wouldn't believe how much this means to us. In advance of your efforts as we continue to develop a community in Singapore, we need you to spread the word. You being with us today is the start of our journey of growing something bigger in Singapore, and we value you deeply. We don't want you to forget about us. It's important that you support us from a distance through the MLA College Alumni Society. It's in the process of a complete reinvigoration at the moment, and you will be the first group to have invites once that is in place. We have members of various teams here today, the ladies in the wonderful dresses, who may be able to provide you some details of what that may look like, but it's very close, and we would love to have you on board as MLA College alumni. Similarly, we appreciate your efforts to spread the word of MLA College by introducing your friends, family members and work colleagues. Not only are you positioned to help us in the continued growth of MLA College as well as mentoring those friends and colleagues that sign up, but we'll pay you for the offer too. There is financial reward for every student that you pass into MLA College. Information on that scheme can also be found from the ladies in the nice dresses. For those of you still in the midst of your studies, we wish you the best of luck, and you can be assured our team are on hand to help. Your accomplishments are our accomplishments, and we share in your pains, your sufferings, and your achievements.